You should avoid these areas if you hate these 5 things. I'm Nick Bellmore, and I'm a local realtor, and I specialize in helping people find the right house for this phase of life. Today, we're going to take a look at a few things that some people hate. And if you're one of those people, these might be some neighborhoods to avoid. Number 1, tourists. If you hate tourists, here's a couple of areas that you definitely probably don't want to live in. Number 1, Grand Haven. No question, Grand Haven brings a ton of people at certain times of the year. Grand Haven in February, kind of easy to get around. It's almost like you don't see anybody. Grand Haven in July, and look out, those beaches are packed. If you've been to the Coast Guard Festival, you also know how many people come into Grand Haven for events like this. Grand Haven's an amazing area, no question about it. But with the beauty of the lakeshore, with a lot of the public things that happen in the area, with the choice of amazing restaurants and just a lot of fun things to do, the reality is, if you hate tourists, Grand Haven might not be the place for you. Next on the list, Saugatuck. Saugatuck is another one of these towns that just absolutely comes alive in the summer. And one of the things that gets really busy with tourists in downtown Saugatuck is absolutely a lot of the restaurants and a lot of the small shops in town. Now, when you go to Saugatuck, you know it was definitely made for tourists just by looking at some of the businesses that are going on downtown in Saugatuck. But no question that if you hate tourists, this is definitely a place to avoid. Last but not least, and no question it happens a couple of different times of the year, but Holland is another one of those places that draws tourists in from all over the area. Me personally, I love Holland. Tourists are not really a downside to me, but if you can't stand them, you definitely don't want to be in downtown Holland, and you don't want to be in some of the amazing places like Holland Beach, Tunnel Park, all these other types of things that we see, because they're beautiful places that draw a ton of people from all over. Number 2, if you hate construction, there's a few places you want to avoid. Number 1, Byron Center and Caledonia. These two areas are growing at a rapid rate. And while a lot of the construction we see there is residential, new homes coming in, there's no question with the increased population in recent years, the road systems seem to be under construction all the time too, along with the subdivisions. No question, if you want a ton of choices in new construction, you should definitely be looking at Byron Center and Caledonia. But if you hate it, if you can't stand it, this is definitely a place that you want to avoid. The next place, if you hate construction, is Hudsonville, Jenison. Hudsonville and Jenison are amazing communities, but they've expanded. They've grown so much recently that there is construction everywhere. On top of it, because these areas were really built up quite a while ago, we're seeing a lot of road improvements, especially with the increased population in these areas. If you love great schools, check these places out. If you love beautiful homes, check them out. But if you hate construction, you definitely don't want to be in Hudsonville or Jenison, especially this time of year in the summer. If you hate noise or industrial noise, and I'm talking specifically trains, then you want to avoid these areas. Number 1, a part of Grand Rapids itself. If you're near Wealthy Street and Hall Street in Grand Rapids, you already know about the amount of cargo trains that come through this area. Now, this is definitely a little bit more of a heavy industrial area, but if you know Grand Rapids, some of our heavy industrial areas are the trendiest places for people to live right now. However, if the noise of the train is something that's going to bother you, you definitely want to avoid that area. Another one, Walker and Wyoming, both have a fair amount of industrialization in specific areas. And a lot of the supplies for these companies also comes in on trains. If you're hearing a lot of loud noise, especially late in the night as cargo comes in, and that's something that might drive you nuts, we definitely want to make sure we're avoiding Wyoming and Walker as well. Last but not least, and this is absolutely one of the traffic things that drives me too, another strike for Jenison and Hudsonville. There's a train that comes through through here a lot of times during the day, and it's so long. 115 cars I counted one time. Not the end of the world on noise because it doesn't cut through the neighborhoods like some of these other places, but if you want to be able to head north at certain times of day, get ready for a wait, and it's going to be one of those things. Last but not least, I'll add this to the list. Downtown Grand Rapids. It's not the train so much, but without a doubt, just a mass of people, a lot of outdoor music. If you're into a vibrant downtown scene, if you're into a lot of choices, if you're into a ton of special events happening, then downtown Grand Rapids probably actually works for you. However, if you're over it, if you're not interested in the hustle and bustle, if you love the quiet, definitely a place to avoid. Number 4, if you hate long commutes. Couple of places that we want to take a look at avoiding if you hate long commutes. Wayland, Middleville for sure, and definitely Lowell. Well, these are beautiful places to live because they're so rural and so country, oftentimes built around these beautiful little downtowns with restaurants and shops and all those different things. And yeah, hey, listen, that's great if you love to go ahead and have that country life. But if you hate commutes, these are definitely places that you want to avoid. There's not a lot of retail, there's not a lot of jobs specifically in these cities, so most of the people are commuting somewhere to work. Part of that cost you pay for the rural privacy is absolutely going to be your drive time for those cities. Number 5. If you hate shopping malls and retail centers, you definitely want to avoid these two places. Number 1, you want to make sure that you're avoiding Kentwood because a lot of people are going to the Woodland Mall, and that whole section is so built up with retail. And also the Alpine corridor is another one with just a ton of shopping. If crowds drive you nuts, if retail places drive you nuts, these are definitely not places that you want to check out. Last but not least, I would say Granville around the Rivertown Mall is another one. If you can't stand the crowds, if you hate the shopping, these are definitely places that you want to avoid. So in closing, if you can't stand these things, you definitely want to avoid these areas. And if you're out there looking for the right home and there might be something different on your list than you want to avoid, reach out to me. I specialize in helping buyers find the right home for this stage of life. And I would absolutely love to help you find the one that fits you or your family. If you're interested, reach out to me. My contact information is in the description below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.